Hi YouTube. I just thought of the one thing I craved during the whole time I was with Daniel, or most of the time when I was with Daniel, was love. He's so angry at his dad that when it comes to love, that he just completely shuts down. He finds it impossible to love, or he finds it impossible to be loved. Um, he finds it very, yeah. I thought the whole time I was with him, it's like he couldn't accept, or he found it very difficult to accept that I loved him. Um, yeah, I think that's Manchester Pride. I think that was what the problem was, because I really loved him and I still do, but what's the point? Um, yeah, I mean, I says to him I loved him, and he just shrugged his shoulders and just wasn't bothered. So I can't be with someone like that who doesn't love me back in return. Um, And maybe I'm just a caring person, but if he was up here, or if he was in Birmingham or somewhere, or Redditch, well, he knows Redditch, but if he was somewhere he didn't know, like Birmingham, and I was with him, then I'd run after him to see if he was okay. So we was both around Lawson's, for instance, because Lawson lives in Birmingham or Wolverhampton. Then I would run out to see if he was okay, but he didn't. And it's little things like that kept building up and making me think that he didn't want to be with me. There was a few instances where he couldn't be bothered, or I don't know. There was plenty of times when I wanted to do something with him, whether it was a walk or whatever it was, or even just a gentle walk. And a lot of times he just couldn't be bothered to do it, or he didn't want to do it, and it just gradually built up to the point where I just felt like he didn't want to be with me, and that kept plaguing my mind all the time that he didn't want to be with me, and that he didn't love me. Um, yeah, I mean, all I can do is tell the truth. All I can do is say how I'm feeling. I can't change people. I can lead a person to water, but you can't make it drink. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I mean, I arranged for him to have an appointment with a housing officer, who works at Stars. There's a housing officer at Stars who supports people to get their own place, and she's really good. Her name's Sarah, and she's really good to help people get in their own place. She only started, I think, last year, 2017, sometime. And yeah, and I arranged. Well, I didn't arrange it, but I've been nagging Caroline for ages to help sort out Daniel's housing and to help sort him out with different things. And so she rang up um, Sarah and got an appointment with Daniel for tomorrow, which he's going to miss because he's in London. Which So I've tried to help him as much as I can. I don't know what more he wanted from me, really. I don't really know what else I could have done for him. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what. Oh God! So I've got a butt plug up my bum. Um. Sorry, I shouldn't say that on YouTube. But yeah. I mean, I just don't know what else I could have done for him. I mean, um, he says I didn't go to the hospital with him, but I couldn't do that because I was walking socks. And I'd arranged about a week or two before to walk socks, and Henry would have been disappointed if I'd cancelled at the last minute. In fact, he might have asked me not to walk socks anymore. So I mean, I took Daniel and his sister out for a meal when I was in London. So I don't know what else. I encouraged him to get to the gym. I was trying to encourage him to get to the gym, and we went to the gym together, and that was helping his fitness levels and everything. I encouraged him to go to the doctors. I was worried about him when he fainted on the machine. He fell on the machine, and I was worrying about him. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what more I could have done for him, really. To be quite honest, I mean, I feel like I've done everything I can to be there for him and to help him as a partner. Because when I'm in a relationship, I shut everyone out and I'm there for that person. You know, admittedly, Lee was helping me a lot as well because Daniel was sleeping all the time, and he was sleeping all the time because he didn't get his health properly checked until recently. But yeah, I mean, if his health was a bit better, then I would have done a lot more with him, which I would have liked to have done. I mean, many times when I was walking the Malvern Hills, many times when I was cycling, many times when I was walking, I was wishing that he was with me. And even today, when I went cycling, I was wishing that he was with me. But you know, it's not going to happen, is it? Let's be realistic. Unless he helps himself and does something for his health or does something for himself and just. I just want him to be happy. I just want him to be healthy. I just want him to have a good life. But it's just. But also, I want to have a good life, and just this coming and going all the time isn't doing me any good. I mean, he pretty much shipped me off. I felt like I was being shipped back to Droitwich because he says, "Come on, take you." Well, he didn't even want to take me to the coach station. I pretty much had to. I felt like I was begging him, to be honest, because I was like saying, you know, I said, "Can you take me to the coach station?" And he says, "Oh, if I have to," kind of thing. He says, "I suppose I'll have to take you to the coach station now," and you know, I'm never going to go to Bromley again. I'm never going to go to London again. Yeah, he's got to realise that London's a big city, and I'm not familiar with London. You know, I mean, it'd be like me taking him to Manchester or Birmingham and leaving him somewhere there. He's got to realise that was a really scary thing for me. That was a really big thing for me. I mean, as I say on other videos, I've been lost in New York before, which I was really scared of. And I've been lost in. I mean, I know my confidence hasn't been very good over the last couple of years. I mean, at one time, I could have probably gone to London on my own and met my friend Alan in London. But now, the last couple of years, my confidence hasn't been very good. But I think if I stay single, I think if I stay on my own, I think my confidence will improve. And it's just a shame that Daniel can't be part of my life, but that's the choice that he made. When the coach man says 1 or 2 and he said 1, I was hoping he'd say 2, but never mind. And just, I think what hurts me most is the fact that I says to him I love him, even though he said all those nasty things to me, called me a bastard, called me a cunt, this, that and the other. I said to him I love him, and I think that was the hardest thing for me, to not get an answer back. He just shrugged his shoulders, as I said. That was the hardest thing for me. For me, that was the hardest thing to have to do. Yeah. But I think it's making me stronger every day, to be honest, because I don't need bullies in my life, and I don't need cheats in my life. I don't need those things. To me, threats of violence, and that's what it is, let's be honest, that's what it is. It's threats of violence. Saying if you went round to my dad's, you'd be covered in bruises by now. Saying that I put my ex in hospital, things like that are threats of violence. And I don't need those kind of threats. I mean, ever since he come up here, he's been talking about different things that he's done in London that sound a bit violent, or And I think I thought for ages that there was a fear lingering in my mind that I could get hurt, and either physically or emotionally or both. But I'm going to keep praying for him. I'm going to keep meditating on him. I'm going to keep trying to help him in a more spiritual way, not in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. Oh gosh, what was that? Was that a fox? Oh wow, did you just see that fox then that ran past? Oh, it's butt plug. Yeah, so I'm going to try and help him as much as I can in a spiritual way. I'm going to send him loving energy, healing energy, and spiritual energy towards him, and hopefully he'll feel that positive energy towards him. Because I don't like to hate people, I don't like to feel angry with people, whether it's friends or whether it's relationships or whether it's neighbours. I don't like to feel those negative emotions. I like to dissolve them and try and send healing energy back, which I'm going to keep doing. I'm meant to be meditating till 12:30, so I'm going to have to meditate until... How long's this video been on? For 11 minutes. So I have to meditate till 12:41 now. Yeah. But yeah, I do still feel... I do feel very disappointed in him. I feel very hurt, but there's no point keep going on about it, is there really? And I wish him well. Yeah. Okay. Bye.